Lesson 11.3, solving radical equations. So now we have an equals in there. Things are going to be a little bit different. How would we solve 2x minus x equals 0? Most people know. Add 8 to both sides. Divide by 2. We're done. Well, we're not going to do that now. But we get it set up the same way. So get the radical alone. And the radical might have something inside it, as you'll see shortly. But it's the same idea. Add 8 to both sides. Divide by 2. Now, how do we get rid of a square root? Square both sides. The last unit, we did the opposite thing. We had a square, and we took the square root. Now we're doing this. That's it. We're pretty much done. Put in 16. Square root of 16 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 equals 0. It checks. Now the problem here is you have to always check. And I know you've heard that before from handy dandy math teacher. Said, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it right. I don't have to worry about it. Well, now you have to check, because even if you did it right, we introduce what we call extraneous. And the key part of extraneous is the first 5 letters. Extra answers. They don't work. You did everything right. You followed the process perfectly, but they don't work. So you got to watch out for those. Get the radical alone. Get rid of the 12. Divide away the 4. Square both sides. Keep going. Whoop, whoop. Yep. We get 23. 23 minus 7. 16. Square root of 16. 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 12 is 28. It works. There were no extraneous solutions. Extraneous usually pop up only when you introduce a quadratic into the situation, which you will see shortly. Try this one yourself. Are the radicals by themselves? Yes. Square both sides. See what happens. You can pause the recording if you want. No, I'll do it. X equals 19. 3 times 19 is a big number, 57. Minus 17 is 40. So when we go to check, we get square root of 40. And on the other side, we get 19 plus 21 is 40. Checks. Still no extraneous solutions. Everything's worked out nicely so far. Well, let's flip the page over and see what happens. So I just warned you about this. And I've warned you in the past that factoring's not going away, despite everybody's fervent hope that they won't see it anymore. Some of you are probably confused what happened to the squared. Well, the square root and the squared cancel out. Let's leave x squared as positive, so let's move these over. Hopefully you remember what to do now. Parentheses, x's, plus minus goes plus minus, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 3 minus 2 is positive 1. Break it in half. Two solutions. Now this is a point in time where we might get an extraneous solution. My bad here. X equals negative 3. So we put in negative 3. We get 6 plus 3 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Does 3 equal negative 3? The answer is no. This is an extraneous solution. However, we don't just erase it and throw it all away. What we do is make a very clear X through it, which tells the math teacher when he's checking your work, or she is checking your work, that you did the work right. You did everything properly. You just happen to introduce an extraneous solution. The reason we introduce an extraneous solution is we squared away a negative at some point. Whenever we take square roots and squares, we have to be careful because the negatives become an issue. We can check too, and we'll find out it works quite nicely. Go ahead and check it if you want. Then try the next 3 problems yourself, see if you can do them. Pause the recording and go from there. I'm going to do them myself without much comment. Make that 5. This one's a little tricky. Now, the rule is to get the radical alone on either side of the equals, because now we can square them both without causing problems. And that checks. That's it. Not too bad. Make sure you put a plenty of time in on this and get really, really good at it. Save yourself some time by being very quick. Good luck.